Alright, hello. I wanted to do a bit of a need today so I can talk about how I wanted to prosper on my ship's um, visor and steering at the bridge of how we're going to do that and how these words are like intuitive calculus and that I'm always doing stuff to do that. So here is this one, and it talks about how the building blocks of the Dago. Hello, this document will be about fixing up the design similar to the equator theory earlier previously talked about in the other video. As to see, I am not presenting myself, which I was not gonna present myself, but I'm just turning the angle so that you can see that I really do think that this is a 28 by 26 um, under loft right here. Again, previous to that, on the rever challenge on my other points of resolution. No pictures that will be removed, just math and likeliness to the pictures of what I was saying to not that being there, that if it were not there wouldn't be the like entendre of the more is there and there is lacking and overall fostering. So let me just get the line of this. Sum of the peridot energy to find the delinquency of the reward return when all else is rest of linear yearly accounting track sheet. Non-viable friends, consistent location stops on the chain. And that just talks about like what is the reward at rest, what's the reward going on, what is the congruency of those things, and well, we're going to talk about congruency in a bad way in the later segment. That's like splitting something. Even just a running end screen will send you down layers through in-depth thinking, deep thinking to get further and further in my rare free program. What we are rewarded with to achieve is almost already ours in a two-point system of here and there, present and future. One of the most difficult things to calculate for having something set like this. And that is how I go about it. Does the conversation of what we do sometimes dwindle at the rate of time totally across antagonist of the rate of appreciation? Like we are here now, and we are not trying to be that annoying. If you feel that way by design, then follow calculus, because all it is to choose chosen variables that show relativity in that reason. This is about Darien to that to get to a point, and I know it's used for so much stuff, but in this version, 12th version, this is about Darien and the small subscription that want to be his friends so they can all kill and grow and take small non-antagonizing leaps as a unit against the entity of the equator. The equator is set on a degree of progression. And separate groups achieving separate goals. And by trying to achieve my goals, then I am the person achieving that to what I am doing. In time, get jealous of the medial of the not value valet being turned into a clear sight and shot. Some social, and we will all be good. What is for what is not a turn in. So in these times of courtyard courtship, we add it to our location map. We take out the screen for a bit of time while still running and say the most organized person at distillation is the one doing the most or the least or both in the level. I found the organization tack where we put a shape on the ground to premise the use of the space. The space then returns to that function. We fundamentally conquer our contrary beliefs to appeal references by the short signatures to remiss them by time periods of the more something has bugged you, the more powerful the here and there AB point has in structure of animacy. At the initial, at the time of writing that, it was more about how there is a point to how that the set of the release on the point of that of the A and B was not that. But later in the design, we had found something else. Gold, take a moment to see where this holds with us, so we can be good with time habits. Also, another point of what a word in language subjects to, I am okay with it falling on me to what it is right now. I see all the things of if this is better, then that wouldn't be me being me. Hopefully by the linear rate of contact, then my contact won't be pervasive of my normal habits where I do open up on what I am talking about in the cabaret style of collective theoretical data and or soliciting. The home is getting worked on. The stuff was being pressed in the drywall within the interior design, already in the future of the bee that is not here, in the contrary to the legend that says that that is more of a real-time occurrence. Budget, log, in the future quote planner. Bullying became a thing, and everything that is in my class is within my class to research from that class. That is what some of the scholarship of this design is looking to see that, as we tackle these challenges, that we're prepared to do that. Bullying became a thing that I liked, that I told myself to like and coach and perspective, and do see that enjoyment in doing that with the perfect setup and a fairly wounded hand that snares aren't at best right hand. I never complain except my foreshadow does, so I do not know. I did not write myself as is. I had fair comparable goals that I intended to meet and did not meet them to high in variation, yet this is all my attendance to my own work, so it has created hostility in Darian's life like Anakin's room. It has not given the same conversation of what Darian is worth and how he is being treated. I think I will find it nice and find myself here and there is more to it. I hope that bubbling these problems show that they were never problems, or never in some of these interesting ways that we tackle the theories of selective mutism to conceptual shapes and lost data. I know it's in my eye. It don't look that great to say it's in my eye. And, well, wow, it's like I tried to say something that I ruined it, because I'm in the interior of this blowing out, even though everything is cleaned and sprayed, bleach, and then switched, and then all those things later on as we get into this, even though if you're trying to show your mom, I guess, I don't know, trying to show yourself that is talking about these short habits and the habits like that on the head, to say that when we create that conceptual design of what is being said here, then we can know that they could horizon that no problem. But I mean, the person that's saying gross or tagging that and it's just imperial, I mean, that's just not all about them. So once we find that area in the calculus, we'll detain that circle and then see and understand how it subjects itself. I am really thinking that is that bullet lane. That's proprietary something that did not do great. Or I have no idea. I am just going to try to figure that out. I think it's just a white eye, maybe. An eye sample. Or they're like, if you didn't pay this, then after the Euro thing, which I had to send to say that, wow, what a claim. You cannot write a person to say that they were never going to be intimate, to say that your judgments per the time, per each thing that you said, for the amount of variations is like some kind of uh, player one calculus of yourself shown idyllic that doesn't really have all of the fundamentals to be substantiary or intuitive to something that works. So I don't know that. There's like some disheveling on the proof of if anybody would date Darian, that you don't provide the proof of that, and then that somebody would on the short habits seek to find that for you. Is anything like that I say like there for me to provide that for myself? Were you not given the chance to be the variant of your ideas? I'm pretty sure I had given you the variant of your ideas, and there must have been a reward system that contrary to that that I don't understand to where it is recited or where it receipts. I expect English. I'm not gonna just, I'm not just gonna be treated bad all this time to say, wow, I hate that one thing that I know that I can see myself as worked. Oh my gosh, I hate that. You know, most of these should be banned. I am pretty frustrated at how whatever this was. So, when it's just, I have no idea now. I hope that by doing something that I said, that the elements of what I wanted would be adaptive to the resting of what I would not have to understand within friendship. Vice versa, this idea of somebody thinking that their self-centered ideas, like here we go again. I'm gonna have to call somebody to deal with that again. I just want you to know that people who think that they're the center of the world, this is not really, there's really something there, like an escalating of how that acceptance kind of goes wrong, and how that Miguel should not feel that he has the ability to expand upon his 56 beliefs, and that there's no such thing as relatives that give you medical advice or create that there's real signatures that have to be done. I expect it to go like this. If you wanted a signature, if said person, anonymous person, didn't say that they had somebody to courtship and had said all the things to say that, then whatever, wait for other cousin to arrive to say that you were the animate of the two things that you had thought between that time. I'm not gonna touch you. Why would I call to sophisticate you for you to treat me poorly because I'm searching for an idea of a group that thinks that they're more confident than they are by the appreciation of what they don't achieve to what they are doing to somebody? You were given an opportunity and you had chosen not to have it. What is your goal in life, or what does that look like per year? So quit disrespecting Darren Steele's cleaning company. Pretty much saved your life or gave meaning to it. Ungrateful. You know, my life doesn't depict anything of you thinking anything of me, so that's rewritten, hopefully. Well, being nice. Being having the opportunity to be appropriate. You know, no luck for Darian. So yeah, I expect things not to be so difficult for me. So this is unfortunate. Upset about some of that, and then I'm just gonna, like I said, I'm gonna ghost for a month or so, so I'm not putting myself up or I think like that, and maybe just enough to platform myself. Like you don't have to see like why doesn't that person have a cabin of that thing, but if I find you in the in between of the data of what you promulgate on what you think, then you're your own responsibility at that point. If you wanted to be the sophistication of what it means to talk to failure family, then you had to actually speak to failure family in a way that is respected that way. You wouldn't walk away from your father speaking to you, so I expect that the language or how it is accelerated to be the same consequence by that time. What it's like, the fantasy of somebody actually appreciating what I was trying to do, to how much the door to the door sales, and this like sublime espionage of what something is. I have seen fascism go horribly for people. When somebody saves your life because you're so stupid and self drowning into what you did. Wow, that's not brave. That the adjustments is that on the audio is that it's just saying that the release is what I am saying. So nobody is trying to build the grass set from the dirt I'm trying to stand on. It says crime on the mic thing. It's piss off. It says I say whatever I want. Say this thing. I'm not gonna let it acknowledge itself. All right, and then on that, like that's I don't know. I have to figure out how to set the denomination of what I set that as, and then put that to that. Then you're not a part of a person's life. You don't get to talk about somebody in the calculus of them being in their own system. Be in your own space system. You've lost the ability to talk about somebody, and you're just doing that somehow. All right, it's now complaints, and I'm really working on the intuitive line, but you're gonna have to drop down. Somebody is gonna have to drop down from the sky or something, because else I don't understand what you're trying to say. I can't interpret what you get in the rewarding of thinking what you do, always walking away to get what you want by not contacting to what you're doing. I cannot I cannot get you to get over your addiction of what you're achieving by talking to me and then being an observation of the internet or any PSI sensory of neural network to what you're being monitored on as stringent to what you're doing. I don't know what people are doing that for. Maybe in the verse idioms, it's just what it's seen as. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff. So it's just, the English is, what are you doing? why don't you see the proximity of what you're doing as not appropriate as customizing myself as the junior chief security officer? So that's kind of how I see that. It's just there's no like previous, and with this new knowledge, I think that I'm gonna be able to destroy or live inside my own world. It just needs people that I have memories with that are going to be my memories, not that were my memories and had found congruency to be whatever, as complicated as you want to say it. That's what I gotta say for this segment. And thank you for watching. And I'm actually friendly, and I actually, if you say something, and if you ever say something and you don't ever say anything, I'm gonna be annoyed. That's like a weird extension of the connection. I don't know if it's done by elbowing or what or whatever, but it's we're gonna limit that after we get some of the effects that we want. So, all right, thank you, for watching. If it's something like that and how to build or whatever, then it's not like this house just. I know when you look at it, it's like you think that everything compresses and that everything is worth what you think. But if you could think like that, then everything would be yours. So there's really the building of this interior and how the calculus of somebody's ideas, if that's the maturity that it takes for somebody not to think of that, then that shouldn't be on the leader of the extending of those ideas going away from them, the things that are not necessary. So that's good. Thank you, and then by times and lights out, we'll hopefully do this really well, and we'll be working on our winter quasar, um, the upside down element. I practice a lot of Muay Thai. I don't know how my legs are telling me that I'm, endangering myself. I'm pretty good. Not super good, but getting there. Alright. So somebody did message me that I did know. Now I know that in theory that all that other stuff doesn't en or equate to the algebraic problem. So great, we're totally gonna rock this. And I hate how I put it on the last point, but I'm trying to see it, and it's just too gritty. I mean, this needs somebody who is good help. How about with this project? I feel, or see that site or whatever, whatever. Yeah, I'm gonna put this one up, and then that'll be all set.